Hey guys, hello, happy Friday. Lots of stuff going on here. Okay, so this is actually my first time going live on YouTube, and I'm trying to see if I can share my screen. So I guess I can't, but that's okay. So I'm going to walk you through our brand new guide, ultimate guide to for boss ladies on how to set up your business. And I'm so passionate about this because this is just something that's like not talked about. You know, you get really excited, you about an idea, and you start an online shop, you start a direct sales business, a network marketing, or you start making this cool product from home and selling it to your friends and family. And like the elephant in the room is like, what do you do about taxes? What is bookkeeping? Deduction? What? Like keeping track of my expenses. You know, like people don't talk about it as much about the structuring. So I am here to say, first off, I want to welcome you to, this ultimate setup. My name is Megan Miles and I'm your host. And I am the creator and founder of 10X Leader Academy. And my mission is to help faith-driven female entrepreneurs 10X their sales and leadership skills to build #1 sales teams. And, a lot of times things that go into like building large teams, like these little things get left behind that end up creating these huge headaches and messes for people. And so if you have ever felt like consumed, like let me know if you've ever felt consumed by like all the things that go on in life about like with keeping up with like the business and admin and managerial type stuff. And you're like, my passion is just like leading and building and connecting and attracting new customers and providing my service. And, and you're just like, oh, okay, guys, first off, I'm not going to tell you right now, but if you're in my group, which I'll put the links below, you know about outsourcing by now, right? Like how to outsource some of those things that you don't love. Like it does not serve you to be spending your time doing those things. But so today I'm going to share a quick brief overview and then point you in the direction of how you can actually outsource some of those things. Or now that you have the information, go out and do a couple quick things, but on your own. But I do want to let you know, I do want to disclose that I am not a tax professional. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a professional about any of the things that I'm sharing with you today. Legal disclaimer. However, I have worked really closely with a lot of different mentors and guides that have created multiple 7-figure businesses. And I'm here to just share what some of the best basically shared with me. And I've gathered and compiled the stuff that I've learned on my own, even over the last 10 years. And so, okay, so first off, let's see. Okay, we're going to talk about how to set up an LLC. And it's actually really much easier. If you're overcomplicating it, don't. So keep in mind that starting an LLC can also help you legally protect yourself and your assets from potential lawsuits. Again, don't take my word for it. Talk to an attorney or get some legal advice. For my entity structuring, bookkeeping, taxes, for all that stuff, I actually use BookEase, EASE, sorry, I'll put it in the comments. And Ross Brunson has helped me restructure my entity. So if you're someone who has multiple businesses, I highly suggest talking to him. If not, going to them for bookkeeping services, and you can book a call with Rick as well. So step 1, setting up an LLC. So why it's important? Well, one, like we talked about, it protects yourself legally. It's super important that, anything could happen in your business. And if you have an LLC, again, talk to a lawyer, but don't take my word for it. But, people can try to sue you personally, right? So if you have an LLC that you're doing business under, it's attached to the business, right? It's not attached to your personal property. So it's one of the safest routes. And I would really suggest having a professional do it. You can use sites like LegalZoom, InFile, or How to Start an LLC. And I'm really excited. I'm going to compile all this to you. And if you like doing things yourself, I was able to set up my own LLC in Arizona. I'm pretty savvy with these things, and I started the process in Texas. I had way too many questions. I spent 3 hours on the phone trying to talk to different people to figure out a couple of the different questions. And what I've learned is just to avoid headaches and spend more time doing the activities that you love in your business, hire a professional. I think I paid, it can cost anywhere from $300 to $1,500. But again, if you use a resource that I've used, you're going to find that's on the lower end. And that everything's taken care of for you. You don't have to file your own articles of organization and stuff like that. And you have all the documents that you need just filed together. So you can also follow the steps in my how to set up your own LLC guide, which go into a little bit more specifics. And again, I have this all compiled for you. I'm going to give you a way to access all this information that I'm going over. So that's step one. Step two, okay, you're going to want to set up your business accounts. In order to set up your business accounts, you are going to need all of the articles of organization and documents that you filed for your LLC. Usually it can take up to a few weeks to gather those documents for your bank. Most banks will actually only give you an account for your business in the state that you live in. So if you live in that state. So if like I have a business in Wyoming, I do not live in Wyoming, but for instance, I bank with an online bank, or you can do like one in that state of your business, if that makes sense. So again, more details in the documents that I'll have for you guys. Step three, bookkeeping. Okay, it's so important. And this kind of goes back to the bank account. So in order to track your expenses, like just super easy, just keep it all separate. And then you can pay yourself out. You can transfer as an LLC owner. If you are the owner, the sole owner of that LLC, you can just make transfers to yourself to pay yourself. And you don't need to like keep it in your account. You want to keep it separate. And then you can transfer your profits over to yourself. But that way, all of your expenses are compiled in one area. So it's easier for either you to use QuickBooks at the end of the year or throughout monthly. They have subscriptions from like $5 to $20 a month. I highly suggest starting there. And then as you generate enough revenue, you can actually hire a bookkeeper, and that can cost anywhere from $150 to $300 a month on average. And this is where you are really generating a larger portion. I know for me, that started when I created six-figure income or more, was when I really could justify like, okay, now I really need to make sure that everything's properly done, because they're going to be able to, deduct those expenses in the proper way to prepare best for my tax returns. So it's nice when you do also have someone doing it monthly, or if you're keeping on top of it monthly, you can actually have everything done. So when January comes and you get your 1099 or however you work or compile your revenue, you can file really quickly your tax return. Okay, step 4, file your annual tax return. So you can file, again, consult a tax attorney, but you can file with an LLC under your own personal. That's actually what I did for the first few years, because the government doesn't, as a sole member LLC, they don't distinguish you differently. Like you're legally protected in a sense from the LLC, but you can still file that on your personal return. And so it wasn't until I added a business and then started to generate that six-figure where I did things separately and had all this stuff separate, which because it benefited me more. But yeah, so as an LLC, you don't have to file a separate business return. You can file a personal return. And again, I highly suggest, on average, these are paying, and you guys, like these are expenses that are going to help you save more on the business side and save more time from headaches, so you can spend more time attracting more customers to you and generating more revenue. Like for me, to talk to you guys about this, like this is not an income producing activity for me, but I felt like there was such a need for this in our industry. And that's why I compiled this. Like I was not super passionate about these activities, but I was super passionate about helping like women and men, like who, if you're watching this video, like find these documents, like find these ways that people don't just really talk about a lot, like, because to help more people build wealth and financial freedom in their future. So, okay, so filing your tax return. So yes, you can totally, when you're filing it on your personal, if you've got all your deductions set up, you can give that to your tax attorney and they'll compile it with your personal. If you're filing it separate, once you get to that higher income generating revenue, you can have a separate tax attorney, or the same one, maybe depending on your person, file the business separately. Okay, step 5. This is I wish I had done this sooner. Tax savings account. So as your revenue grows, some bookkeepers and CPAs will help you make quarterly payments so that you're not, because now you're not like in the position where you're getting a return maybe because you've had so many expenses in the startup of your business. You're actually making money, so you're paying taxes, right? And we're like, oh, I have to pay all these taxes, but it's a good thing. It means you're profitable. And I want to say, congratulations, my friend. Yes, you're making money. This is great. This is like so awesome. And if you keep going, you can scale it. And so I suggest really having a separate savings business account, and every month, any revenue that comes in, like monthly revenue, you want to save between 10 and 25% in a savings account. Now, why do I say 25%? Because that could potentially, like S Corps, I'm not going to go into there, and I don't suggest those because I did that for a year, but you can end up paying up to 37% in taxes. But I always say be on the higher side, because again, I don't know your exact situation, and you can consult an attorney as you continue to generate more revenue. But I always suggest saving higher, because at the end of the year, when you have more left over, it's like, hooray, I get to like reinvest in my business. I get to book a vacation. I get to, pay myself extra profit, do whatever that works with that. And then you're prepared to pay your annual taxes, so it doesn't just come up like, whoa. Okay. Step 6, think about rewarding yourself. Okay. Rewarding yourself. Consider getting a rewards card. I waited so long to do this. I'm here to say, you guys, I think at one point, my credit score was, like low 500s. And like, we've built a multi-million-dollar generating, online business. And it's just crazy because, like, people don't talk about this. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm so successful. And well, no, you guys, my credit score, I unfortunately did not pay attention to it. I didn't really need it. And so I lost so much money not being able to get a credit card, a rewards card, until I built my credit back up. Maybe I'll do a series. Like, if you're interested, you can message me or, in the comments here, and maybe I'll consider doing something on that. But I would still love to do that. So I got a Southwest card, and you can get it in your business name, or you can get it in your personal. But if you do, it's got to be solely used. I highly suggest it's solely used for just business purposes, so it makes it easier to track your expenses. And rewards card can get you anywhere from 1% to 5% cash back. And I actually earned, we haven't paid for flights in almost 2 years, my son and I. So it's been pretty nice. So yeah. Okay. And then the last step is tax licensing. I'm not going to give you a lot of information on this because it really ranges for so many things. Like, I know in Arizona, there's what's called the TPT license. But if you're selling a product and charging tax, like at vendor events and stuff, like, you've got to have this tax license. And then when you file your return, you would actually file a return with them. But this really is just a whole nother bracket that you can start to kind of delve into, because it really varies. Like, if you're selling something online that's, in direct sales, you don't need it because you're not charging tax. But if you're if you're charging tax on products that you make at home, this is, for instance, where you would need that if you're selling it. So it varies state by state. So look into your state guidelines and maybe ask someone. Don't be shy to ask someone who's doing something similar to what you're doing. Okay, well, you guys, I hope that was helpful. Again, I'm going to give you, let's see, there's a couple of ways. Number one, to get this, I'm going to put the instructions to get this ultimate guide for free in the comments, and also where you can join our 10X Leader Academy online Facebook tribe group that we've got, a bunch of different faith-driven female entrepreneurs. We need to stick together. We need to stick together because there are so many things happening constantly in business, and a lot of us are moms, and we're juggling so many different things and working smart, not hard, working smarter with our time. I'm so passionate about helping deliver the resources that can help you do that. I was able to transform my business online and start to create my 1-hour workday, which if you're in the group, you'll learn about that. But I'm really excited. I hope that this brought you value. If it did, feel free to share this video with a friend, drop some comments, show me some love. Hope you have a wonderful Friday. Okay, bye.